personal dream. Are you all my personal dream? Everything you know is in your mind. Are you all my personal dream?
Welcome to the 2023 Valor Award honorees, accompanied by the Jersey City Firefighters Emerald Society and the Newark Fire Department and Passaic County Pipe and Drums. Now please welcome the Jersey City Firefighters Emerald Society and the Newark Fire Department and Passaic County Pipe and Drums. There we go. applause, please. And now, as we recognize the honorees, let's please join your table if you don't mind, and we'll see you a little later in the evening.
Light band, phase increase, 4-4. To the center, right, march.
I love the sound of pipes, and my brother was a piper. Unfortunately, we had a little tiny bedroom, and he practiced. I haven't been able to use my ears since, but it's such a great sound. And being from Kearney, soccer is a great sport. And our next speaker was a soccer player in his college days. Richard Davis, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Cooperman Barnabas Medical Center. Please come up to the podium.
Thank you, Bill. It's always a treat following Bill because he and I are about the same height, and at least the microphone's set about as good as I'm going to get it. So it's a real pleasure and honor to be with this group tonight. I'd like to certainly welcome everybody and thank you for joining us at the 36th Annual Valor Awards, one of the most prestigious events for our healthcare system. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate New Jersey's bravest, our firefighters and first responders, you will hear stories of remarkable courage under the most hazardous of conditions. Many of these stories will talk about high heat and heavy smoke conditions. For firefighters, this means working in environments where temperatures reach several hundred degrees and smoke so thick they cannot see what is in front of them. However, this does not deter firefighters from doing their job, which is to come to our rescue, even if it means that they too may have to be cared for at the burn center. Sadly, this past summer, 2 of Newark's bravest made the ultimate sacrifice, and the entire Cooperman Barnabas family shares in your pain. The burn center at Cooperman Barnabas first opened its doors in April of 1977 with a team of dedicated healthcare professionals who have treated thousands of adults and children, including firefighters, suffering from burns. The entire burn team, under the strong leadership of Dr. Michael Morano, together with Drs. Robin Lee, Dr. Cherry Song, and Dr. Christina Lee, embodies the very best that healthcare has to offer. On behalf of everyone at Cooperman Barnabas Medical Center, I salute all of tonight's honorees for your courage and conviction. Thank you for giving so much of yourselves and for safeguarding our families, our friends, and our neighbors. Thank you as well to tonight's contributors and sponsors whose continued generosity helped make this event possible every year. Once again, thank you for being here tonight. And now it's my real distinct privilege and honor to bring up Dr. Michael Morano. Doctor.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to readjust this microphone a little lower. On behalf of the entire burn team, I too want to welcome you all to this wonderful annual event, especially the firefighters and the children that I see, family members. It's just very wonderful. This is the 36th year that we've had the Valor Awards through Cooperman Barnabas. This is the highlight of the year for us. It brings together firefighters and the burn team, and together we're dedicated to saving lives. Although we celebrate a select number of individuals at this event, we do recognize and thank each and every New Jersey firefighter for all of your selfless hard work. Preparation for this evening starts in early July when the selection committee, composed of career and volunteer firefighters, meets to review applications nominated by fire departments from across the state. Without them, this night would not be possible. We thank them for their dedicated service and their ongoing support. I would also now like to ask any members of our Burn Advisory Board, under the capable leadership of Chairwoman Dr. Patricia McGeehan, to stand so we can acknowledge all your hard work. For the past 36 years, this event has been a great success, due in large part to also our esteemed Master of Ceremonies, Mr. William Raftery. So I thank you very much, Mr. Raftery. Despite the busy schedule, you always make time for us, and we really appreciate that. We're grateful. So thank you all for joining us this evening as we gather to celebrate the Burn Center's 36th Annual Valor Awards honorees. And now I am pleased to present the 2023 Valor Awards video. The theme of this year's video focuses on how firefighters are always there to take care of us, but who's caring for them.
Without hesitation, they rush to the scene with one thought in mind. What can they do to help? When asked why they do it, the answer is always the same. I'm here to take care of you. Firefighting is a dangerous profession. Each time a firefighter responds, they put themselves at great risk. Making sure they face these risks as safely as possible begins with good training.
If you're passionate about becoming a firefighter, your training, your education, and your understanding of the profession should begin before you take the oath of office. The training formally begins when you do take the oath of office as a probationary firefighter, when you're in the academy. And everything that you need to know, obviously, the academy will provide, but again, that's only the beginning of what will be a very, very long process on training when it begins and how it continues. The kitchen table classroom is probably one of my favorite places. It's where we can stop a little bit of the formal training which we get in the classroom, stop a little bit of the formal training which we get at the academy on Sergeant, and we can make our training, our education at the kitchen table informal. I think training education has to be just as passionate as you actually responding and operating at an actual incident. Because when they dial 911, they're looking for us to come fix their problem. And that's what our job is.
Good firefighting takes more than just knowledge. It requires strength, agility, and good health.
Good health is important for firefighters because they're put in a position where they have very strenuous demands made upon them, wearing 60 pounds worth of equipment, and the adrenaline can only do so much. A gift from Captain Bushill was started 1 year to the anniversary date of my husband's death. My husband was a Jersey City fire captain who died at the age of 39 of a heart attack. We've established this program to prevent others from suffering the same tragic fate. A gift from Captain Bushill is a comprehensive medical program that offers tests that are specific to a firefighter's occupation. The program is important because it offers preventative care for cardiac and pulmonary needs of the firefighters. We've had countless firefighters who have benefited from this program and who have written me to tell me what a difference this program has made in saving their lives.
Positive mental health is just as important as good physical health.
So mental health really affects your physical health. They're not separated into their individual silos. One affects the other. Over the years, our attitude towards mental health and taking care of ourselves has changed in such a positive way. We go out throughout the entire state, and if the members need long-term care, or if they need short-term care, or if they need just to talk to a therapist, I facilitate that. taking care of each other. That is one of the most important things that we can do. We know each other in the firehouse, and we also know when something's bothering someone. The biggest thing I always say to firefighters going out, doing whether it be peer support or critical incident stress debriefings, is make sure that you're checking on each other.
What needs to change today is that firefighters need to be more proactive. If you're not feeling well, it's okay to say that you're not feeling okay. You know, we got this whole macho thing going as firefighters, and I think we have to let that go. And we have to be each other's eyes and ears. We have to be our brother's keeper.
The burn team understands better than most the incredible risk that firefighters face daily. Programs aimed at preventing these injuries are provided to them all throughout their career. And if a firefighter does get burned, the Burn Center at Cooper and Barnabas is always ready to provide the very best in care.
Firefighters will be the first to say that they were really doing their jobs, despite the hazards. Tonight, we honor the training and commitment it takes to face these dangers each and every day by honoring firefighters everywhere, especially our 2023 Valor Award honorees.
Well, in sports, we talk about teamwork and caring for one another. Who exemplifies that more than the brotherhood of firemen? And you're special people, and thank you for all you do for all of us. Now, Robert Verney, the member of the selection committee and past Valor Award honoree, to present a special recognition award to the East Orange and Trenton Fire Departments. A minor matter that's very important. I'd like to bring up Ed Gertz, who has a presentation to the Millington Fire Group. Please come forward, Ed. Never overlook a check. I was taught that as you go there.
On behalf of the Millington Volunteer Fire Company, we have a clothing bin, and every year we donate the money made from it, which is approximately $1,000, to the Burn Center. So, with no further ado, and thank you for all what you do in the Valor Award. I've heard some stories here that blow my mind. The bravery that I've heard tonight. So, thank you.
Now, Robert Verney.
Good evening, everybody. Let's get this started. The City of East Orange Fire Department. Firefighter Joseph Balcones, Firefighter Dion Miller, and Firefighter Stanley McPherson. Upon arrival at a 4-story, 18-family apartment building, heavy fire was noted on all 4 levels. A trapped adult and child were hanging from a window on the 3rd floor calling for help. Firefighters Miller, McPherson, and Balcones quickly raised a 35-foot ladder to assist with their rescue. The child was pulled from the window and handed over to these firefighters to be brought down and turned over to EMS. The adult, reluctant to leave, had to be persuaded to move past the heat and down the ladder to the ground to be treated for burns and smoke inhalation. Tonight, the burn team congratulates firefighter Balcones, Miller, and McPherson, whose coordinated efforts resulted in a positive outcome for these 2 individuals.
Special recognition award for the Newark Fire Department. Captain Carmine Capriglione, Firefighter Joseph Corbin, Firefighter Michael Dominiani, Firefighter Nafis Elijah. On June of 2022, these firefighters responded to assist EMS with the care of an unresponsive woman in cardiac arrest. Firefighters Corbin, Domiani, and Elijah gathered additional medical equipment and began assisting with chest compressions. Securing the woman into a Stokes basket, CPR was continued together as they carried her outside and transported her to the hospital. Further complicating this rescue was the fact that the woman was 8 months pregnant. Sadly, she did not survive. However, she safely delivered a healthy baby by cesarean section. For their coordinated efforts, the burn team presents Captain Priglion, firefighters Corbin, Dominiani, and Elijah with this special recognition award. Also, I'd like to call up Captain Angel Rosario, firefighter Melissa Cruz, firefighter Kevin Flannery, and firefighter Jacob Ramos.
Late? They'll be here.
Sure. On September 7th of 2022, the Newark Fire Department responded to a report of an apartment fire from a mattress. Once on scene, the chief received reports that a wheelchair-bound woman resided in this building. Immediately conducting a primary search, firefighters learned that a woman had successfully gotten outside. They did, however, locate 2 males trapped inside the apartment. Their exit was blocked by a burning mattress, and they were positioned at a nearby window, gasping for air. Despite their large girth, the firefighters were able to get these 2 individuals down 6 flights of stairs and outside and administer oxygen before turning them over to EMS. For their actions that saved the lives of these individuals, Captain Angel Rosario, firefighters Melissa Cruz, Kevin Flannery, and Jacob Ramos are presented with the Burn Center's Special Recognition Award. We are pleased to have Captain Rosario here with us as he just returned from Iraq.
That was Tom Shea of the Newark Fire Officers Union. Thank you, Tom. And now, Fire Chief Mike Roberts, member of the Burn Advisory Board forever, and ABC Chairman, to present Special Recognition Award to Millburn, South Essex Fire Department, Elizabeth and Union Departments. Mike.
However, before I get started, first I want to welcome everybody to the 35th annual. Being a member of the Valor Selection Committee, and I know I speak for everybody here, so I apologize to those of you that have been here for the past several years and might have heard me say this before. But as hard as Kathy Conlon works on putting these applications together and getting anything ready for us, what you hear tonight is really a fraction of the dangers that these personnel went through during these calls. I mean, just to have 2 or 3 paragraphs represents sometimes 12 pages of application, documentation, photos. So I just want to say on behalf of the Valor Selection Committee, the work that has been done that is being recognized tonight is outstanding and well above the call of duty. So I want to welcome all of you and thank you for all your support. Okay. Can't teach a chief new things, I'll tell you. I'm here to recognize the Elizabeth Fire Department, Captain Juan Moreno, firefighter Thomas Domino, firefighter Timothy Murphy, firefighter Sheena Spence, and firefighter Warren White III. While returning to quarters, members of Engine 5 came upon a situation where a child appeared stuck underneath a parking deck in a roll-up garage gate. Despite multiple attempts to extricate the 6-year-old, firefighters eventually were able to override the garage door electronics and manually pull the chain mechanism to roll down the door. Although the child suffered injuries to his right arm and leg, he was successfully extricated for transport to a local trauma center. Reminding us that firefighters never know what they will have to confront. Tonight, the burn team presents Captain Juan Moreno and firefighters Domino, Murphy, Spence, and White with Special Recognition Award. We are especially glad that Firefighter White is with us, having recently been treated at the Burn Center for injuries sustained at another incident. Congratulations. Okay, a department dear to me, I call up firefighter Michael Gilligan of the South Essex Fire Department and firefighter Brian Roth of the Milburn Fire Department. While coaching a lacrosse practice, these two off-duty firefighters had a player suddenly collapse on the field. Removing his equipment, Gilligan and Roth began checking the player and monitoring his vital signs. With his breathing worsening, they positioned him upright and assisted him in using his inhaler. Despite these supportive measures, the child lost consciousness and stopped breathing, forcing firefighters to swiftly institute life-saving measures. Chest compressions were begun and an automated external defibrillator was applied to deliver a shock. The child was then transported by paramedics to a nearby medical center. Demonstrating the firefighters are never off duty, the Burn Center celebrates the successful efforts of Brian Roth and Michael Gilligan with a Special Recognition Award. Congratulations. Okay, I'd like to call up the Union Fire Department for the next award, Captain Kenneth DeHart and firefighter Cody Mendoza Riales. The Union Fire Department responded to a report of a fire in a mixed-use building in March of last year. Upon arrival, firefighters were confronted with a locked apartment requiring a forcible entry. Once inside, firefighters were met with heavy smoke conditions. They located the victim lying on a kitchen floor, unresponsive, but still breathing. Firefighters DeHart and Mendoza Riales were able to remove the victim out of immediate danger to an outside hallway as additional crew members responded to assist with his removal out to EMS. And you can imagine those 3 paragraphs I read really don't capture the whole incident. For this rescue, the burn team proudly presents firefighters Kenneth DeHart and Cody Mendoza Riales with a Special Recognition Award. Congratulations.
I'd like to ask Christopher Esposito, representing the Firefighters Mutual Benefit Association, to present the EMS Award to the Patterson Fire Department and the Team Effort Non-Fire Awards to Hillside and Patterson Fire Departments. Christopher.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Esposito. I'm Secretary for the NJ State FMBA. On behalf of President Donnelly and all of the FMBA, congratulations to everyone and all the recipients tonight. The first award is going to be the EMS Award, Patterson Fire Department. Firefighter EMT Leandro Alicia. Firefighter EMT Jason Rivera. Returning to quarters from the previous call, firefighters EMT Alicia and Rivera were cut off by a motorist. Narrowly avoiding an accident, they stopped, and the driver informed them that he had a male passenger with several gunshot wounds to the face, neck, and back. Without hesitation, Alcia Rivera radioed dispatch and then began treating the patient with combat gauze to stop the bleeding. While en route to the trauma center, the male stopped breathing and lost a pulse. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation was immediately begun, and the patient was received by the trauma team within 3 minutes of arrival. Because of their quick but calm actions, this person survived his injuries, and the burn team proudly presents firefighter EMT Leandro Alcia and firefighter EMT Jason Rivera with the EMS Award. Congratulations.
Yeah!
Hillside Fire Department. Chief Patrolman Garrett, Captain Ivan DeBrew, Captain Sarah Lofton, Captain Edward Trella, Firefighter Jorge Acevedo, Firefighter Kerbins Banami, Firefighter Michael Kelly, Firefighter Michael Moran, Firefighter Kenneth Lorenz, Firefighter Daniel Rodriguez. A call came for help, not from 911, but from the victim's brother, who was on vacation in Florida. While at work, the victim fell through a rotted plank, approximately 20 feet into a storm drain. Arriving on scene, Captain Lofton immediately started air quality monitoring as firefighters lowered a ladder into the pit. With serious injuries to his head, ribs, and arm, the male was unable to get himself out. Further complicating the rescue, the person only spoke Spanish. Firefighters Lofton and Rodriguez next entered the pit to stabilize the man, treat his injuries, and prepare him for extrication. Using the aerial ladder as an anchor point, firefighters Trella, Orange, Acevedo, and Benami set up for a rope pulley rescue. After placing the patient in a Stokes basket, the man was lifted out and transported to a nearby trauma center for his injuries. For their coordinated efforts in responding to this challenging rescue, the Burn Center proudly presents the Team Effort Non-Fire Award to Chief Carey, Captains Abreu, Lofton, Trella, firefighters Azevedo, Benami, Kelly, Orange, and Rodriguez, together with a special acknowledgement to Battalion Chief Keith Bryan. Congratulations to all. Patterson Fire Department. Captain Michael Hook, firefighter Andrew Mingione, firefighter Lucas Serrata. In the late afternoon of November 9th, 2022, Patterson Fire Department was dispatched for a report of a juvenile attempting to jump from Broadway Bridge, which spans the Passaic River. Upon arrival, a young female was observed in a precarious position outside of the safety fence. With first two police officers struggling to grasp onto her through the fence, Captain Hook immediately ordered the aerial positioned for a better vantage point, and firefighters began setting up harnesses for a rope rescue. The female suddenly became more combative, forcing firefighters inside to grab onto her and bring her down the ladder for transport to the hospital. Their coordinated efforts and quick thinking helped prevent what would have been a tragic ending to this incident. So tonight, the Burn team proudly presents Captain Michael Hook, firefighters Mingione and Zarata with the Team Effort Non-Fire Award.
Now we ask Jack Dole, representing the New Jersey Professional Association of Firefighters, to present the Team Award, Non-Fire Award to the North Shelton Fire Company and the Perth Amboy Fire Company. Jack?
Thank you, Bill. On behalf of the Professional Firefighters Association of New Jersey and the 385,000 members of the International Association of Firefighters, I'd like to offer my congratulations to all the award recipients tonight and to the committee for putting together such a wonderful affair. Some of us here, I don't know how many, but there's a few of us who were here at the first St. Barnabas Burn Foundation Valor Awards way back at the, I think it was in the cafeteria at the CIT group up in Livingston. But we've come a long way, and it's good to see that this thing continues and that we get to honor these brave men and women in all that they do. So, without any further ado, little change in the program. From the Perth Amboy Fire Department, firefighter Feroz Khan, firefighter Joe Munoz, and firefighter Michael Perez. Perth Amboy, upon returning from a call for an unconscious woman last February, Engine 2 was flagged down by a civilian for help with a male juvenile suffering an unknown medical condition. As firefighters began their patient assessment, the male, who had suffered a life-threatening stab wound to the abdomen, began to seize. Immediately initiating trauma care, firefighters next coordinated transfer of the patient to EMS for transport to the Robert Wood Johnson Trauma Center in New Brunswick. Continuing to apply pressure to the wound to prevent exsanguination, firefighter Khan remained with the victim throughout the transport and into the operating room until the trauma surgeons were able to take over. Surviving these life-threatening injuries, the child was reunited with the first responders. And like him, we also express our gratitude by presenting the Burn Center Team Effort Non-Fire Award to firefighters Khan, Munoz, and Perez, Perth Amboy Fire Department, for their quick thinking. We're having a bit of difficulty with locating North Stelton, but we'll recognize their commendation at this time. Firefighter Emergency Medical Technician Edward McDermott, together with if you're here, come on up. Together with Patrol Officer Lane LeBrew, Patrol Officer Michael Medvecki, and Patrol Officer Kyle Snyder. Traveling at a high rate of speed, a motor vehicle failed to navigate a curve in the roadway. The car crashed into a bridge, through a guardrail, and became airborne, all before landing upside down and trapping the driver in approximately 4 feet of water. Responding to this incident, firefighter EMT McDermott, together with officers LeBrew, Medvecki, and Snyder, entered the water to extricate the driver. Feeling his shoulder, firefighter EMT McDermott followed the seatbelt down to locate and release the buckle of the now unconscious victim. After extricating him through the passenger side window, cardiopulmonary compressions were started to regain a pulse and prepare the male for transport by EMS. For this remarkable teamwork, the Burn Center at Cooperman Barnabas presents our Team Effort Non-Fire Award to firefighter EMT Edward McDermott and patrol officers LeBrew, Medvecki, and Snyder. Congratulations.
And I would like to ask Erwin Glecka, nurse practitioner, the Burn Center at Cooperman Barnabas, to present the Team Effort Award to Atlantic City and to the Hamilton Fire Departments.
Atlantic City Fire Department, Captain Alex David, Captain Michael Costabile, Captain Frank Phillips, Acting Captain Andrew Dorley, Firefighter Patrick Cook, Firefighter Andrew Lubezweski, Firefighter Jack Rush, Firefighter Timothy Schweigman, firefighter John Slattery, and firefighter Adam Syke. On June 21st of this year, members of the Atlantic City Fire Department responded to a report of extensive fire at a series of 5-unit, 3-story row houses. Once on scene, firefighters were faced with heavy fire originating from the center unit. Flames had spread so fast that the remaining attached units went up in what firefighters could only describe as a tinderbox. Although reported to be only partially occupied, firefighters still conducted a thorough search of all units, since this area was known to have a large homeless population. Despite extremely heavy fire and smoke that made for even more treacherous conditions, Atlantic City firefighters were able to rescue 10 victims, including several trapped on roofs, others pulled from windows, and one woman who had to be pulled through a hole firefighters cut into a chain link fence. For their heroic efforts at this extremely dangerous row house fire, the Burn Center presents the Team Effort Fire Award to Captains David, Costobal, Dorley, and Phillips, and firefighters Cook, I'm going to try to get this right, Lubachewski, Schwegman, Slattery, Rush, and Syke. And then we have the Hamilton Fire Department for the Team Effort Fire Award, Captain Lamar Hicks, Captain Donald Snedeker, and firefighter Christopher Tominski. On April 2nd, 2023, the Hamilton Fire Division responded to a single-family house fire with reports of a trapped victim. Once on scene, Captain Hicks and firefighters Tominski and Snedeker initiated what is known in the fire service as a VES, or Vent Entered Search Operation. This procedure comes at great risk to firefighters. They have to enter extreme fire conditions without protection of a hose line to rapidly locate victims under dire circumstances. Forced to use only hand tools, firefighters entered through a bedroom window and located the victim unconscious and in respiratory arrest. Working together, the firefighters were able to extricate the very large male back out through the window and to turn him over to medical personnel for immediate transport. With little thought for their own safety, the burn team proudly presents Captain Lamar Hicks, Captain Donald Snedeker, and firefighters Christopher Tominski with our Team Effort Fire Award. Job well done.
Now, Paula Allen, nurse practitioner of the Burn Center at Cooper and Barnabas, present the Team Effort Award to the Hackensack, Jersey City, and Patterson Fire Departments.
Hackensack Fire Department. Lieutenant Jeff Giarusso and firefighter Kevin Cribben. In the early hours of December 26, 2022, members of the Hackensack Fire Department were activated to a 4-story working fire. Upon arrival, numerous occupants were seen at the 2nd and 3rd floor fire escapes. Lieutenant Giarusso, together with firefighter Cribben, made an entry and were immediately confronted with heavy smoke in the stairwell and on both the 2nd and 3rd floors. Despite these treacherous conditions, they assisted in the removal of the occupants, including one disabled wheelchair-bound person and a mother with an infant. They returned to assist in the rescue of approximately 10 more occupants. It is our honor this evening to present Lieutenant Jeff Giarusso and firefighter Kevin Cribben with the Burn Center's Team Effort Fire Award. Congratulations. Jersey City Fire Department. Captain Christopher Federa, Captain Kevin Phillips, firefighter Robert Del Fiore, firefighter Mitra Bimdis, firefighter Ronnie Cutler, firefighter Matthew Dornacker, firefighter Robert Mazzilli, firefighter Frank Montaigne, firefighter Matthew Mulhern, firefighter Jeffrey Perkowski, and firefighter Christian Moyano. On March 6, 2023, a box alarm was transmitted for a report of a building fire with trapped occupants. Arriving on scene, firefighters were faced with heavy fire conditions emanating from the basement and up throughout the building. As an 1 3/4 line was stretched to begin attacking the fire, an aerial ladder had been positioned under the wires to access the second-story window and begin rescue of occupants from the fire escapes. At the same time, several other firefighters began vent entry search operations, pulling multiple individuals from behind closed doors, including one woman who had her wheelchair wedged up against the door, blocking her exit. Firefighters were forced to remove the hinges in order to get her out. At the top of the stairs, another woman was recovered unconscious and brought outside, where life-saving measures were begun, before she was transported to the burn center at Cooperman Barnabas. For their aggressive efforts at this extremely dangerous incident, the burn team is indeed honored to present these Jersey City firefighters with our Team Effort Fire Award. Patterson Fire Department. Battalion Chief Dante DiStefano, Firefighter Thomas Gilberti, Firefighter Marco Miranda, and Firefighter Marco Pelosi. Responding to a box alarm last February, Patterson Fire Department arrived on scene to a fire on the second and third floors with entrapments. Due to the immense heat, victims were threatening to jump from the third floor. Further complicating the rescue, firefighters were forced to place a 35-foot ground ladder through a great deal of debris and an abandoned car in order to get in close proximity to the window and reach the victims. Despite the additional hazards they faced, the battalion chief DiStefano and firefighters Gilberti, Miranda, and Pelosi were able to rescue the victims, and for their actions, the burn team proudly presents them with our Team Effort Fire Award. Congratulations.
Please welcome Chuck West, Burn Advisory Board member, to present the Team Fire Award to the Newark Fire Department.
Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me? All right. My name is Chuck West. I'm on the Fire Advisory Board Burn Committee. I'll be presenting 2 different Team Effort Awards for Newark Fire Department. The first one will be Captain Wayne Daniel, Firefighter Andre Gibbons, Firefighter Al-Salim Hurd. That's my buddy, I messed up his name. Firefighter Brandon Jones and Firefighter Daniel Willis. In the afternoon of August 13, 2022, Newark Fire Department responded to a 4-story brick building with heavy fires showing from the 4th floor. As he began pump operations, Firefighter Hurd was notified of someone trapped on the 4th floor fire escape. Running to the alley, Firefighter Hurd observed heavy black smoke blowing out the windows with a male precariously balanced on a damaged fire escape. With assistance from Firefighter Willis, they grabbed and raised a ladder. The arrival of firefighters Captain Daniel, Firefighters Gibbons and Jones allowed Firefighter Hurd to continue pump operations before returning to assist with this rescue. The male, now increasingly agitated and disorientated from the heat and smoke, had to be assisted down the ladder by Firefighter Hurd and the team. Because of their coordinated efforts, the male did not require medical attention, and the burn team is honored to present the Team Effort Fire Award to Captain Wayne Daniels, Firefighters Andre Gibbons, Al-Salim Hurd, Brandon Jones, and Daniel Willis.
sure he had the phone recording me and stuff. I'm like, holy cow.
The second Newark Team Effort Award will be presented to Captain Vincent Blasco, Captain Kyle Richardson, Firefighter Juan Alvarado, Firefighter Carlos Correa, Firefighter Ivan Hernandez, Firefighter Carlos Huertas, and Firefighter Jonathan Steve Eurova.
I did that for his mother.
At 5:30 a.m. on October 14, 2022, Newark Engine 28 and Ladder 6 were dispatched to a large residential high-rise building for carbon monoxide alarm activation. Finding CO levels as high as 500 parts per million, a search was immediately conducted. Firefighters Captain Richardson, firefighters Correa and Huertas came across two unconscious males on the 10th floor. Moving them to the hallway, they were assisted by Fire Captain Blasco, firefighters Alvarado and Eurovi in getting both outside. Continuing to evacuate the remainder of the building, firefighters located a third unconscious person, as well as assisting two more disoriented individuals outside. Preventing what could have been an extreme tragedy, resulting in the loss of multiple lives. Instead, tonight, we celebrate the teamwork of Captains Blasco and Richardson, together with firefighters Alvarado, Correa, Hernandez, Huertas, and Eurovi. Congratulations.
Now I ask Mike Ginta, President of the Newark Firefighters Union, to present the Team Effort Award to the Newark Fire Department.
Good evening, everybody. It's my absolute pleasure to present these guys with the Team Effort Fire Award. Captain Maurice Bullock, Captain Malik Eccles, Captain Danny Farrell, Captain Rashad McNair, Captain Chris Soroka, Firefighter Devon Boyd, Firefighter David Cotto, Firefighter Gary Cummings, Firefighter Najee Davis, Firefighter Carlo Del Russo, Firefighter Brian Everett, Firefighter Troy Harrison, Firefighter James Hubbard, Firefighter Michael Jackson, Firefighter Raymond Ozario, and Firefighter Admiral Wimberly. These members of the Newark Fire Department responded to report of a motor vehicle accident last July 23rd. Two cars had collided with the rear of a tractor trailer on Fieldheisen Avenue, resulting in an active fire. After conducting a scene size up and calling for additional help, 3 hand lines were used to attack the fire while a search for victims in the vehicle was conducted. Although 4 occupants did not survive the impact of the crash, a 5th person was found alive but entrapped. Working under extreme conditions, the male was able to be removed and turned over to EMS for medical care. This evening, the Burn Center presents our Team Effort Fire Award to these firefighters who train hard and work and result in a positive rescue. Thank you and congratulations. So for the second Team Effort Award, Battalion Chief, now retired, Jerry Delane. Captain Mark Furka. Captain Nelson Guzman. Captain Perez could not be here with us tonight. Firefighter Derek Brown. And firefighter Tony DeFeo. On the night of January 7, 2023, first arriving units confirmed a report of smoke and fire in a 2.5-story wood frame. While conducting a primary search, Captain Furka and firefighter Brown came upon and removed an unconscious male from the bathroom. Once outside, firefighters immediately began cardiopulmonary resuscitation for approximately 5 minutes until the person began to breathe on his own. An adult female and a 2-year-old child, both also pulseless, were located in another bedroom by DeFeo, Guzman, and Delane. After a few minutes of CPR, the child began to breathe on her own, with the adult female responding 5 minutes later. The child was transported to a local trauma center and 2 adults to the burn center at Cooperman Barnabas. For their quick actions under extreme conditions, the Team Effort Fire Award is presented to now retired Battalion Chief Delane, Captains Furka, Perez, and Guzman, and firefighter Brown and DeFeo. Congratulations.
Please ask Christine Eckert, Nurse Practitioner of the Burn Center at Cooperman Barnabas, present the Team Effort Fire Award to the North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue.
North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue. Captain Eugene Del Osandro, Firefighter Gonzalo Duarte, Firefighter Brian Morton, and Firefighter Lisa Napier. With reports of multiple people trapped, North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue responded to a Madison Street basement fire. A water supply was quickly established as firefighters De Alessandro and Napier proceeded to the top floor and began a search. Crawling through dark, thick smoke, they proceeded down a hallway, locating 2 victims. Calming the now hysterical woman, the 2 firefighters escorted a mother, daughter, and a pet to a rear fire escape. Captain De Alessandro then returned to search for a second pet. Meanwhile, as a tower ladder was positioned to start roof operations, another victim was seen on the 4th floor. While the bucket was being maneuvered for a rescue, firefighters Morton and Duarte observed child safety bars on the window, which now required a forcible entry to get to the victim. Despite the seriously worsening conditions, these firefighters all operated fearlessly, and this evening the Burn Center is honored to present them with the Team Effort Fire Award. Congratulations. North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue. Battalion Chief Al Salveson, Captain Phil Cranwell, and firefighter Robert Jesniak. In the early morning hours of October 2022, North Hudson Fire and Rescue responded to an 18th Street fire. With the report of trapped victims, Battalion Chief Salveson immediately began searching as other members were arriving on scene. Without protection of a hose line, these firefighters entered the building where Captain Cranwell and firefighter Jesniak came upon an unconscious male in an apartment. Together, the 3 firefighters dragged him into a hallway and then outside, where EMS was positioned to administer care. They then returned to finish operations and control the scene. For their coordinated efforts, the burn team is proud to present the Team Effort Fire Award for Battalion Chief Salveson, Captain Cranwell, who couldn't be with us this evening, and firefighter Jesniak. Congratulations.
Now I'd ask Rob Beatty, member of the selection committee, to present Team Fire Award to the Plainfield and North Plainfield Fire Department.
Good evening. It's my honor to serve on the selection committee, and an even greater honor to present these awards tonight to my department and our neighboring department, mutual aid department. So first I'd like to introduce Captain Scott Otto, Firefighter Brian Burkhart of the North Plainfield Fire Department, and Lieutenant Peter Landis of the Plainfield Fire Department. On June 4th of this year, the North Plainfield Fire Department responded to what was reported as a fully involved structure fire in the early morning hours. Police on scene were advising that there was confirmation of a victim trapped, as his brother had already escaped. Calling for the second alarm, Captain Otto and firefighter Brian Burkhart began advancing the first attack line through the front door and up the narrow stairs of the Cape Cod-style house. On the landing of the second floor, they began fire attack in the room to their left, using a thermal imaging camera as a result, as needed by the thick black smoke and punishing heat. Captain Otto identified a victim trapped in the bathroom, directing firefighter Burkhart to initiate the rescue as he staffed the line to keep the fire in check. Assisting Burkhart with the extrication, Captain Otto was forced to shut down the line and work to extricate the victim from the bathroom. The fire predictably began to take hold again, forcing Captain Otto to again initiate fire attack and radio for help. At the front door, Lieutenant Landis had just arrived with the Plainfield Fire Division on a mutual aid assignment, hastily ascending the stairs and assisting in the extrication of the victim to the exterior for treatment by EMS and transport to Cooper Barnabas Burn Center. All three of these members immediately returned to fighting this fire and mitigating this incident until its completion. For their coordinated efforts, the Valor Committee and the Burn Center is happy and pleased to present the Team Effort Fire Award. Congratulations. From the Plainfield Fire Department, Lieutenant Michael Hoover, Firefighter Michael Lowe, now promoted to Lieutenant Michael Lowe, Firefighter Justice Philibert, and Firefighter Abner Philizman. On July 17th, 2022, when the first unit of the Plainfield Fire Division arrived at 825 North Avenue, they were confronted with heavy fire visible on one side of the mixed commercial and residential use building, extending from the entry door for the second floor units and extending to the third. Typical firefighting operations were to begin with advancement of hose lines, ventilation, and search to occur simultaneously. Occupants who had already jumped to escape the treacherous conditions were found at the front of the building, telling firefighters there were more still inside. Opposite the visible fire on the other side of the building, occupants were attempting to escape through third-floor windows. All Engine 4 Lieutenant Hoover and Firefighter Philizman advanced the hose line and fought the fire. Lieutenant Lowe and Firefighter Philibert deployed ladders, which Lowe climbed and safely and successfully evacuated the third-floor occupants to a second-floor flat roof, and then from the flat roof to the ground. For your diligent work at this incident, we recognize these firefighters with the Team Effort Fire Award. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, for a moment, please. This is an extremely special evening for some extraordinary people. And I think everybody would enjoy hearing remarks of their great heroism. So please pay attention to the podium if you would, and let this extraordinary night for extraordinary people be enjoyed by all. Thank you. Next is the Brotherhood Awards. This is a special category only presented when firefighters rescue other firefighters. Tonight, we have two Brotherhood Awards to present. Please, Dr. Churi Song, burn surgeon, to present that Brotherhood Award to the North Hudson Regional Fire Department and Rescue.
So for North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue, Battalion Chief Nicholas Prado and Captain Michael Massillon. Also responding to the fire on Madison Street, Battalion Chief Prato and Captain Massillon proceeded with members of the North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue to conduct a search to locate and rescue trapped victims. As conditions began to rapidly deteriorate, firefighters were faced with the first floor hallway collapse due to an unsupported configuration. While most were able to escape, one firefighter was standing directly above the collapse area. With no thought to his own safety, Captain Massillon immediately grabbed onto the firefighter with one hand, and when holding onto the floor with his other hand, he was able to keep the firefighter from falling into the raging fire below. At the same time, Battalion Chief Prato navigated over and leaned into the opening to help pull the firefighter to safety. For their effort at this incident, Captain D'Alessandro and firefighters Napier, Dorte, and Morton were recognized earlier this evening with the Team Effort Fire Award because of their selfless actions and prevented what would have most certainly been a line of duty death. Battalion Chief Prato and Captain Massillon are now presented with the Burn Center Brotherhood Award.
And Captain Dan Cobbs to present the Brotherhood Award to the Newark Fire Department.
Well, last summer, we had a fire at 74 Clinton Avenue, 4-story walk-up. There was already a presentation given to Captain Daniel and also Herb for that fire. What wasn't said is that also during that fire, members of Engine 10 Ladder 5, we found the fire on the top floor, 4th floor. Ladder 5, myself and firefighter Zamora, we cleared out the top floor. We found the fire department. We waited for Engine 10 to come up with the line. We entered the apartment. It was typical what we expect for a 4-story walk-up, and then it just got bad. In the rear of the fire apartment, the roof collapsed. The fire got just what it wanted, got all the air that it needed, and we experienced a flashover. In the chaos of our immediate evacuation, firefighter Jarito and I, we became trapped in the flashover. We both issued maydays. I sustained third-degree burns to my hands and also my head and neck. People have asked me, I've been asked a few times, if I was scared, if I was in fear. And my answer is no. I was actually kind of like waiting. I realized that I could not get out of this jam on my own, and that I had to rely on my training and my skills to keep myself alive, and that if I stayed alive, my guys would come and get me. And it didn't take too long. Through the heat and smoke, I felt a hand with a bunch of fingers on it, grabbed me by the shoulder, and I heard a very familiar voice just say, all he said was, "Come on." And you know, I tried to move and he said it again, come on. And they got me out of the apartment. They dragged me down the hallway. They took me down 4 flights of stairs. You know, these gentlemen right here. What I really want to point out one individual in particular. I have worked with this man for many years. There's been times when he's gotten on my last nerve. But even in those moments, he's motivated me to be better. I've seen him do amazing things day in, day out. He doesn't always get credit for it. And there's times when he just does, you know, amazing things. You know, I am very, very proud to call this man my coworker, my colleague, but most importantly, he's my friend. And that's the man that saved me that day. Along with all these other fine gentlemen. We get fires like this, we get these fires, you know, we think that, you know, we go in, we do our thing, we put them out, not just us, you know, all you guys, you know. And all it takes is just that one fire where it's, you know, your skills are just called upon. And not just your skills, but the skills of the guys next to you and the women next to you. They're called upon. And to just to do something extraordinary. It was these guys, it was the people of Cooper and Barnabas. When I got to the hospital, they took good care of me. You know, I am very grateful for the work that everyone did to get me back. I'm back in the firehouse. I've been by the firehouse. My lovely wife, I put her through a lot, and what she did to get me back on my feet, you know, just cannot be stated. You know, but thank you guys. You guys certainly earned it, the recognition for what you're getting today, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Exemplifies what this whole evening is all about. Thank you and congratulations. Now I'd ask Rick Davis back to the podium to present the Valor to Cheesequake Volunteer Fire Company on behalf of Jennifer O'Neill, the Chief Operating Officer for Cooper and Barnabas, who is unable to be here in person, to also present the East Orange Fire Department Valor Award.
I'd like to call up from the Cheesequake. I've driven through there so many times. Assistant Chief Vincent Lavallo. In June of last year, the Cheesequake Volunteer Fire Company responded to an apartment fire with reports of children trapped. Despite zero visibility from heavy fire and smoke conditions, Assistant Chief Vincent Lavallo conducted a primary search where he located an unresponsive 3-year-old who had been hiding under a bed. Assistant Chief Lavallo immediately grabbed the child and carrying him outside began rescue breathing. After multiple attempts to position and reposition the airway and administer oxygen, the child eventually started to breathe. He was then turned over to waiting EMS for transport to the nearest medical center where the child made a full recovery. Tonight, Assistant Chief Vincent Lavallo is presented with the Burn Center's Valor Award for quick actions under extreme conditions that saved the life of this little boy. Congratulations. The East Orange Fire Department, firefighter Francois Serrano. Earlier this evening, a team effort fire was awarded to the members of the East Orange Fire Department for their rescue efforts at the Prospect Street apartment fire. As the firefighters began operations at this fire, an adult and child were seen hanging precariously out of a third-story window. Helping to raise a 35-foot ground ladder, firefighter Serrano immediately ascended to the two residents. Despite seriously deteriorating conditions, the adult was reluctant to come out of the window. However, firefighter Serrano was able to convince her to allow the child to come out around her and into his grasp. He descended the ladder, holding onto the child's legs one at a time to keep the child from falling. Firefighter Serrano then went back up to the window where the fire was now venting out and around the panicked adult. Although he was able to convince her to come out, she was now unable to grasp the ladder rungs due to the high heat. Wrapping his body around her for protection and to keep her from falling, firefighter Serrano guided her carefully down the ladder. Once on the ground, the woman was transported to the nearest medical center for smoke exposure and burn injuries and made a full recovery. We once again applaud the actions of firefighters McPherson, Balcones, and Miller, and for his extraordinary actions, the burn team presents firefighter Francois Serrano with the Valor Award. Congratulations.
Mama. So at that point, you know, I didn't have to do much thinking, it's just more so just doing. And I couldn't be any more grateful for my team, Diop Miller, my chief Pressman, Stan McPherson, Balcones. If it wasn't for them, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do what I need to do. And I'm just glad that we're all here tonight, we're able to celebrate, and let's just have a good night. Thank you guys.
Dr. Christina Lee, to present the Valor Award to the Hackensack Fire Department.
Hackensack Fire Department, firefighter John Davis and firefighter Michael O'Reilly. For their combined actions at the Prospect Avenue fire earlier this evening, Lieutenant Jeffrey Giarusso and firefighter Kevin Cribben received the Team Effort Fire Award. The burn team would now like to also recognize firefighter John Davis and firefighter Michael O'Reilly for their exceptional efforts at the same incident. As previously reported, multiple victims were trapped, many hanging from fire escapes on the second and third floors of an apartment fire. Although 10 adults were rescued off fire escapes or by ground ladders, firefighters Davis and O'Reilly also rescued another 6 children, including 3 who they caught mid-air as the children were thrown down to them by adults desperate to save them. Despite limited manpower and the frigid conditions at the time of this rescue, tonight the Burn Center once again applauds the teamwork of Lieutenant Giarusso and firefighter Cribben and is honored to present firefighters Davis and O'Reilly with the Valor Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. Firemen are a humble bunch of guys. We don't like attention. It's uncomfortable to get attention. This award could have been any one of these guys in this room. We just happen to be recognized for it. Each and every one of these guys would have done the same thing we did that night. It's our training. It's the way we were brought up at the job by receiving men and training officers. I'd also like to thank Kathy and the people from St. Barnabas. Without them, when we have a really bad day, these are the people that help us. So, a big round of applause for Kathy and thank you. Brothers, be safe. We're going to be proud.
Next, Dr. Robin Lee for the Valor Award presentation to the Patterson Department.
I am honored to be here tonight to present the Valor Award to Patterson firefighter Eddie Jimenez. the rescue of a young female threatening to jump from a bridge. Earlier this evening, Captain Michael Hook, together with firefighters Beningion and Zarate, were presented with the team effort non-fire award. As firefighters began assembling ropes and harnesses for a rescue, firefighter Eddie Jimenez ascended an aerial ladder which is positioned to reach the young female, who had now moved to a more precarious position on the ledge of the Passaic River bank. With the victim becoming more and more combative, firefighter Jimenez stepped out onto the ledge, approximately 30 feet above a highway, and secured her by wrapping her tightly to him, keeping her from jumping. Eventually, the 15-year-old was removed from the ledge, brought down the aerial ladder, and towed over to EMS for evaluation. We again congratulate Captain Michael Hook and firefighters Beningion and Zarate for their efforts in this rescue. And the burn team proudly honors firefighter Eddie Jimenez, who rescued this young female with no regard for his own safety with the Valor Award this evening.
Our mistake, Captain Huber here, also from the Patterson Fire Department, is going to be awarded a Valor Award this evening. For their quick actions at a structural fire on February 11, 2023, Battalion Chief Dante, together with firefighters Giliberti, Morando, and Pelosi, earlier received the Burn Center Team Effort Award. In order to conduct these rescues, firefighters raised the ladder to the third floor window for Captain Huber to ascend to the trapped victims. Unable to fully reach the window, Captain Huber was instead forced to lean precariously away from the ladder in order to securely reach a female victim. Using only one arm, he was able to pull her from out of the window and get her down the ladder. He then turned back to assist a second male victim, who was also able to climb out and down. So once again, the burn team congratulates Battalion Chief Dante and firefighters Giliberti, Morando, and Pelosi for their efforts in this rescue. And with no thought to his personal safety, the Burn Center presents Captain Christopher Huber with the Valor Award.
It's been a crazy night. Just want to say thank you to the Burn Center for a wonderful evening, and also to my crew. You know, thinking back to that fire, Chief DeStefano said that people trapped during the jump, and it just like that. Just went to work with my guys and put the ladder up, and next thing you know, it's back on the ground. And like, what happened? Didn't even know. Just training kicked in. So, also want to say thank you to all the previous winners of the evening, and have a good night. Thank you.
Good job, Chief. Thank you very much. Any of the prizes can be picked up in the room across the hall. And now the winning ticket. I'm from Hudson County, so I hope one of my family wins this one. Ooh, 382, 314, 382, 314. Come up and see Kathy if you have that number. 382, 314. Dessert and coffee's available, and being Irish is the best message I can give you. The bar is now open, so enjoy your night. Congratulations on behalf of the Barnabas family.